Dan. I'm an OpenSciEd facilitator and longtime storylines teacher. In this video, we're going to talk about Lesson 12 in the C.5 unit. Let's start by talking about how we got here. In Lesson 11, we figured out that in fission, we're transferring energy from an electric field to particles, and that's causing a drastic increase in temperature. And we also figured out that there's various constraints around uranium as a fuel. In this lesson, we're wondering how we can use that knowledge we've built up of fuel trade-offs to support our evaluation of future rocket fuels. So essentially in this lesson, we're going to do a small-scale version of the types of engineering design project that we're going to do in subsequent lessons. At a glance, in this lesson, it's a putting the pieces together lesson and only a one-day lesson. There's about half an hour of materials preparation, basically your standard looking over things plus just a little bit of printing. There's no hands-on investigation, and there is a video about getting to Mars that you'll want to test in advance. This lesson, even though it's a one day, we're going to break down into two loops, just to simplify. That start of day one, students are going to be orienting to the phenomenon, and then they're going to build a class criterion constraints chart. While doing that, we're going to figure out that more space flights are using carbon-based fuels, because we've got a whole bunch of stuff going into space right now, and that is ultimately harming the atmosphere. Then, at the end of day one, we're going to evaluate rocket fuel criterion constraints and develop an argument for a fuel choice. And this is going to allow us to figure out that, just once again, that uranium is going to have much more energy release than hydrogen fuels. Also, that hydrogen fuel rockets release no harmful products, while nuclear rockets' exhaust is radioactive, and that nuclear-powered rockets lead to less travel time, which does mean astronauts are exposed to less radiation. So this is basically providing some different types of trade-offs between these two fuels. And just for reference, hydrogen-based fuels in this lesson refers to chemical hydrogen fuels, not hydrogen fuel cells, which are used to produce electricity. So we figure out that more space flights using carbon-based fuels ultimately harms the atmosphere, as well as several ideas around criteria and constraints related to, and trade-offs related to uranium and hydrogen chemical fuel for rockets. Let's talk about some key moments in this lesson. In part 3, students are going to build a class criteria and constraints chart. This is really important because it's something they'll continue to build on or use this experience to build in future lessons as well. Essentially, students are looking at these two different transportation options, hydrogen-based rockets and nuclear-based rockets, and they're going to leverage some of the criteria and constraints they identified in previous lessons related to batteries, hydrogen fuel cells, uranium, even going back to fossil fuels, and they're going to compile them here into some general categories. Then students are going to have some readings which engage them with more technical information about these options, and they're going to develop an argument for which rocket fuel they think better meets those criteria and constraints. This is essentially a pre-assessment of engineering thinking. And so this is something that if students need a lot of support, you feel like, you might need to dwell a little bit longer on some of the engineering pieces in subsequent lessons. Or if this goes really well for students, you might be able to move a little bit quicker through, say, lesson 13. Then from here, we've now examined an engineering problem around a specific type of transportation, and now we want to think about transportation on Earth. Let's talk about some material management tips and tricks. First one is have fun with this break. It's a throwback to the third chemistry unit. It also throws back a little bit because it does have a focus on climate change and the impacts of rockets to even C1 or C4. And so this is also going to give you a chance to, while having fun, look forward to the engineering design project as well. Basically a little mini opportunity taste of engineering before students move further. Also, I'll just reiterate again, the hydrogen fuel in this lesson is burned in the presence of oxygen that's stored in a separate tank. And so this is not a fuel cell to generate electricity. This is just a straight up combustion reaction, except using hydrogen fuel instead of fossil fuels. Also consider expanding into a more extensive research project if that's something students are interested in. There are other fuel options that you could consider for spaceflight. it's really interesting to think about why, say, batteries or fuel cells aren't appropriate, at least for initially getting off of Earth. And so if students have interest, you can explore those complexities, especially if it's perhaps the end of the year and you want something a little bit jazzier than going back to our original question. You could explore things in the context of rockets and then have students at the end just apply it back to transportation on Earth. There are no new terms introduced in this lesson. And then in terms of poster management, just the key thing is this criterion and constraints consensus chart is going to be useful because students will be expanding out a similar product in the next lesson. So with that, thank you very much. And next video, we'll talk about lesson 13.